Jennifer Lopez's 2024 has been anything but ordinary.
It was crazy.
This year has seen its share of ups and downs, including disappointing album sales, a poorly received movie, and a very public divorce from Ben Affleck. What exactly went awry for this long-standing pop icon? Let's break down the highs and lows of her tumultuous year.
It was like a tough one for me for whatever reason. For many reasons.
First up, let's talk about J.Lo's music career. Her latest album hit the shelves, but no one was really buying. In fact, the underwhelming sales have put her famous Las Vegas residency at risk. Imagine that, J.Lo possibly losing her spot in Vegas. Then, there's her sci-fi flick, Atlas. Critics tore it apart, fans weren't impressed, and the box office? Let's just say, ouch. But wait, it gets worse. Her marriage to Ben Affleck? Yeah, that one didn't last either. Cue the internet trolls. J.Lo became the prime target of viral jokes and savage memes, and they haven't held back. It's like 2024 decided to drag her through the mud. Then came February. J.Lo's film, This Is Me, Now a Love Story, hit the screens. It was a romantic, fictionalized spin on her love life with Ben, but right after that, Lopez dropped a documentary on Amazon Prime called The Greatest Love Story Never Told. It showed the behind-the-scenes creation of her album and the movie, giving fans a sneak peek. But here's the twist. The same content gave her haters more ammunition to roast her online. One moment in particular set social media on fire. A clip of J.Lo sitting on an exercise bench, hair wild, reminiscing about her youth. "I like to let my hair down like this," she says. "It reminds me of being 16 in the Bronx, running down the block. I was a wild child. No limits, just dreams."
I like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block. A crazy little girl who used to be wild and no limits, all dreams and like.
Sounds innocent enough, right? Well, not to the internet. Users immediately jumped on her nostalgia-filled comments, dragging her for constantly bringing up her childhood in the Bronx. TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter were flooded with jokes about her messy hair, and, even more so, with people questioning her Bronx authenticity. Remember that 2022 Vogue interview where she mentioned her go-to bodega order of ham and cheese on a bun with orange drink?
Go-to order at the bodega was ham and cheese on a roll with an orange drink, if you know, you know. And
Bronx TikTok wasn't having it. Many commented that they had never even heard of that orange drink. Ouch. But it didn't stop there. Fans and critics alike started picking apart her interactions with her Atlas co-stars, hunting for any signs of tension on set. And that infamous Page 6 quote? The one where an insider claimed Ben Affleck wanted to divorce J.Lo due to temporary insanity? Yeah, the internet ate that up. Reddit, in particular, has become a breeding ground for J.Lo gossip. "I've never heard a nice story about J.Lo, but I've heard tons of bad ones," one user wrote. Even if just a fraction of the stories are true, they argue, that's still a lot of bad energy surrounding one person.
I have everything I want.
The bottom line? J.Lo's efforts to be seen as down-to-earth by frequently referring to her Bronx upbringing have started to come off as cringe and out of touch.
I used to live here. I used to live here.
Sure, she grew up in the Bronx, but after decades of living the celebrity lifestyle and amassing a fortune, it's not landing the way she might have hoped. Instead of feeling inspired, people are just getting annoyed. Jennifer Lopez faced a lot of backlash after a 1998 interview. In 1998, Jennifer Lopez gave an interview that sparked such outrage that people are still talking about it today. In a chat with MovieLine, Lopez referred to herself as the best and took jabs at several of her peers. "Tell me, what has she been in?" Lopez said about Gwyneth Paltrow. "I swear to God, I don't remember anything she's been in. Some people get famous by association. I've heard more about her and Brad Pitt than about her actual work." She went on to call Cameron Diaz a lucky model, who hadn't capitalized on the acting opportunities she received, and criticized Claire Danes for doing the same thing with every character she plays. Lopez admitted she cried after the article was published and felt that Movie Line had taken her comments out of context. Being Jennifer Lopez has come to embody a few things, like being the epitome of early 2000s bling bling, an alleged disdain for Virgos, declaring herself as real, loving big and loud, and defying aging through an extremely disciplined lifestyle, with help from chefs, trainers, nannies, etc., that the average Taco Bell eating mortal could only dream of achieving. Jennifer Lopez's Bronx persona. Is it overdone? But without a doubt, the biggest element of J.Lo's persona is her Bronx identity. She's Jenny from the block, a title she's flaunted in songs, interviews throughout her 30-year career, and even during her Super Bowl halftime show. This constant reminder of her roots as a simple Bronx girl who made it big has led many to question its authenticity. Look, I get that you're trying to play up this "I'm humble, I'm from the block" angle, but this story isn't working for you anymore, says TikTok user Sillaminian in a video. This whole thing where you try to seem more accessible and normal is falling flat. Just stop. The clip has reignited scrutiny over other moments when Lopez brought up her neighborhood roots in ways critics argue show a tenuous and forced connection to her hometown. For instance, during her Vogue 73 Questions House tour in 2022, she mentioned her typical bodega order as ham and cheese on a bun with an orange drink, adding, "If you know, you know," to emphasize her authenticity. To some, the "if you know, you know" feels like an overreach, with many questioning whether her order is truly representative of a typical Bronx bodega experience. Authenticity is a tricky minefield, and online, both attention-seeking trolls and genuinely irritated individuals end up judging someone's personal experiences simply because they don't align with their own. The documentary might have damaged J.Lo's authenticity appeal, says Cisco King, revealing the extent to which she's playing a role and building a brand. But isn't that part of her job? It's the system she operates in. Plus, aren't we all Jennies from different blocks, relying on audience approval for our work? Lopez's origin story is undoubtedly a defining part of her narrative, especially since her rags to riches tale is inspiring, particularly coming from a working-class Latina. She often portrays herself as the underdog who continually overcomes adversity and doubt. This theme is evident in The Greatest Love Story Never Told, her Netflix documentary, Halftime, and countless interviews. Yet she's also enormously successful, incredibly wealthy, and undeniably powerful. She could spend $20 million of her own money to finance a film about her complex love life. Lopez is deeply committed to her heroine's journey, even if she repeats the story a bit too much. Lopez's act of authenticity through her connection to her roots doesn't feel so much exploitative or false, but rather, it's a much less criminal act of being a little cringeworthy. To her credit, Lopez has never let the potential embarrassment stop her from living life with a "let's make some noise" attitude. We have to give her props because most of us couldn't handle that kind of pressure. More than anything, this backlash comes with the realization that if you become too successful or stray too far from home, that place and its people might reject you. Staying connected to your roots while chasing something bigger is tough, and might mean losing something significant unless investing in that place remains a priority, no matter where you've gone. But even that isn't a guarantee. It's practically the premise of every Hallmark movie. Jennifer Lopez's documentary and divorce. A closer look. As we've already touched on, Jennifer Lopez's latest documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, has sparked plenty of criticism, but it's worth taking a deeper dive into the reasons why. While the documentary aims to showcase her 20-year journey towards self-love, many viewers have dismissed it as more of a vanity project than a genuine artistic endeavor. Social media, particularly TikTok, has been buzzing with a viral clip of J.Lo reminiscing I like to let my hair down. It reminds me of being 16 in the Bronx. This moment, intended to evoke nostalgia, instead sparked ridicule, with many accusing her of playing up the Jenny from the block persona to the point where it feels forced and inauthentic. While some argue these criticisms are overblown, others feel Lopez's insistence on emphasizing her Bronx roots has lost its authenticity, particularly since she attended a private school in a more affluent area. Her past comments about other celebrities, such as Gwyneth Paltrow, Winona Ryder, and Salma Hayek in 1998, have only fueled the perception that she's out of touch with both her audience and her peers. The documentary also features awkward moments regarding her relationship with Ben Affleck, including a scene where she reveals a book of love letters he wrote her, which reportedly made the studio staff uncomfortable. Many view these actions as a breach of privacy, even toward her own husband. Despite Lopez's attempts to present a vulnerable side, the film has been criticized as a lavish self-celebration, funded with $20 million, rather than a true artistic piece. Although it included collaborations with celebrities like Post Malone and Keke Palmer, many high-profile guests, including Taylor Swift and Bad Bunny, declined to participate. In summary, the documentary doesn't seem to have achieved the expected success, and many feel that, rather than reconnecting with her roots, J.Lo has become increasingly disconnected from the audience that helped make her famous. The divorce. Jennifer Lopez's recent divorce from Ben Affleck didn't come as a surprise. Rumors had already circulated about trouble in their relationship. In fact, they hadn't been seen together for weeks, nor had they attended events together. This latest marriage failure might reveal that, despite having 4 marriages, excluding her engagement to Alex Rodriguez, which could have easily been the 5th, something more profound might be hindering her ability to maintain stability. Even more concerning is the fact that, despite multiple breakups, she continues to marry again. The internet has its own theories about the backlash against Jennifer Lopez, and some of the most liked comments explain the negativity like this. One user said, "She planned a big tour to support her album release, continuing to project herself as a beloved celebrity. When it became clear that no one was interested, she stirred up some marriage drama with Ben Affleck to cover up the mistake of assuming America was still interested in her." Another theory shared by users is, she was about to start her 5th tour in June. Her team had a huge number of ads on social media featuring her shaking her butt in a thong. At 54 years old, without a hit in mainstream music for about 20 years, and lacking the nostalgia factor, it seemed her ego led her to believe she could pull off a massive tour, which ultimately failed and made her seem unlikable. And another comment reads, J.Lo was involved in the 1999 nightclub shooting with Puffy, carrying the gun used in the incident, which linked her to the controversy. Now, with many victims coming forward and her remaining silent, it's not a good look. While I don't hate her music or films, my disillusionment began with her over-the-top wedding celebration with Affleck. At 52, having married for the 4th time, it seemed excessive. The final straw was when I saw an ad for a semi-documentary, all-music video film titled This Is Me Now, a love story. The trailer felt self-indulgent and off-putting. It's clear that her current persona is far removed from Jenny from the block. The comments on that YouTube trailer are particularly revealing.